Greetings! I represent to you the ultimate duo/trio base, the Salty Vault. It starts off from a 2x1, easy to expand, a two-sided 4 bunker base with 360 wide gaps, inner peaks, mini china wall, a section of compound, a large open roof, plenty of space for large furnaces or oil refineries. Let's continue for the base tour. So as you can see, there's like 2 outer TCs. I'll show you the upkeep real quick. It's only 900 frags and 3.5k stone. Easy to maintain as a duo/trio. Of course, the externals are disconnectable. You build them like that. And here we have one of their 2 gatehouses. They're kinda covered by turrets. Inside the compound, left and right is sectioned off, so the raiders don't have full access to the compound. Also here from the roof we have some small peaks inside the compound. Here's one of our 2 bedroom compartments. There's space for 1 bed or 2 sleeping bags, depends on what you like. It's covered by multiple turrets. Let's go into our china wall. So you can fill the china wall with printer boxes, furnaces, oil refineries, whatever you prefer. It's also covered by turrets from multiple angles. I'll show you guys now the first floor of the base. So a small jump up. Then behind us we have another jump up to the second floor. Here we go into our first floor. There's a bunker on the left, vending machine bunker on the right. You can do it on 2 sides if you really want, but I prefer more the furnaces, so it's extra bunkers and extra space. We have a small loot room. Under the other jump up to the second floor we have a second bunker. Of course it is 2-sided. And here's our second floor, almost the same, also a loot room in the middle. Then we can go to the third floor, where our large battery is, 2 beds. You can even throw down a locker if you really want. Beds are covered by turrets on the roof, some peaks outside of the compound. And we have multiple elevations, so we can have different spots where we can shoot from the roof. And here we have some smaller peaks to check outside. Some vending machines. Here we have some peaks inside the compound, in case you're getting raided online or somebody gets deep on you in the compound when you didn't have any turrets on yet. This is your standard door peak, it's on 2 sides. You can place the roof there if you really like or not, depends on you. We have some lockers on the roof, there's 2 more bunkers on the roof. So now for the 2x1. The space anywhere doesn't have to be super flat, so make sure you can just add some triangles to the 2x1. That should be Gucci. I also like my airlock on the right side, so the inner door of the airlock swings outside, so people cannot go as deep. I always place my TC on the same side as the doors, so you have a little bit more space inside the base. And depending on how the wipe is going, you should have something like this, and otherwise you should build somewhere else. It's not that much for a 2x1 to build. It's my first time recording a YouTube video, so bear in mind my editing skills is not as great as other YouTubers. But I will try to make it as simple as possible for you guys, so even when you're super bricked at building, it doesn't matter, you can still do it. So the base is gonna be 2-sided. But unfortunately, because of 2 free hands inside the base, I cannot enable symmetry, so that's why it's gonna be a little bit more cutting and editing, but should be fine for you guys. So as you can see, I'm adding just a lot of stuff to the base, to the 2x1, which you can build before it's getting complicated. The only downside is 2 free hands inside the base. That's only the hard part of the base, the rest should be pretty easy. Before placing the bunkers, make sure or select your free hand whatever you call it. Place the 2 triangles first, otherwise with honeycomb, otherwise you cannot, maybe later on you cannot place the freehands, or it's going to be more difficult to place it, so I like to do it this way so it's a little bit more easy. Then I should be looking something like this. Just repeat the same step on the other side of the base. I'll speed this part up for you guys so it's a little bit faster for you. And here's a little overview on how it should look like. And now the bunker part / freehands. So it doesn't require any twiggies. Just build it like this. Make sure the wall is at 87% stability. Then you can delete it afterwards. Place 2 half walls. You don't have to delete the square. Only make sure that the triangle roof piece is connected to the 2 half walls. Otherwise it doesn't work. So you can proceed to upgrade. Also make notice that if you place a roof piece on top of the squares, the bunkers will open, so you cannot test it. You can test it by if it's 10% or less. It should be less than 10%, otherwise it's not good. Now repeat the same step on the other side. I'll speed it also up for you guys, so it's way faster, not as long as the video. Also make sure it's 87%. If it's 87% is good. Place 2 half walls. Make sure the floor piece is connected to the half walls. Yeah, from here on out you can just also upgrade everything. Also like it is mirrored, so make sure this one is to the regular foundations, and the bunker part should be less than 10%. If it's less than 10%, you should be Gucci. And here I will show you how the bunker is working. You're working on both sides, of course, and also for the bunkers on the roof. Seal it, place a roof piece, and it should be open. And then, yeah, it should be looking like this. Now we're gonna place some extra walls, extra protection. I'll put everything in twigs so you guys can follow up more easily. 2 ways in and out of the base. Make sure to upgrade everything, of course, along the way. It can be either stone or metal, depends on what you like or how many resources you have, especially. Most of the time it's gonna be stone. Make sure to place doors so you're a little bit more safe, so you don't die with all the resources on you. Here's going to be our first loot room on the first floor. On the back of the base, this is going to be honeycomb. And also make sure that all the triangles are connected to the main base, let's say, and not the freehands. Here you're gonna make a little small loot room, just 1x1. Add a twig for the jump up. Then make sure to build the jump up actually, otherwise maybe people will go deep on you. The half floor in between doesn't have to be there, but I like it because I can place electric furnaces on top later on. So yeah, so now it should be looking like this. So you have the first floor completed. Now I will show you how to add the extra frames inside the base, because somehow you cannot do it from the one side. But if you place first on the bottom, you can place it, and then somehow you can place it. I don't know why, but Rust is a funny game. So here's gonna be the first bunker. You can make it however you like. Doesn't really matter. I can do it normally like this. After that you can place frames everywhere, except the parts where the honeycomb is on our left side. So once again, you cannot place it from there, but you can place first one on the bottom, then you can place one on top, then delete this one. You can leave it there, but it's gonna be maybe a little bit more harder to close up the bunkers later on, so you know. But you can definitely edit them there, but yeah. And for now you can place a door there, but then the only downside is you don't have roof access. So I recommend to place there a garage door, or not use that door set at all. It's gonna be our little loot room. Now I'll let you show a few different ways how you can use the honeycomb. And it still is gonna be honeycomb. So you can place a locker for a sample. Normally I don't do it because I don't like the noise of the vending machine. So also you can place the vending machine. Make sure that the vents are like the little thingies, outputs of the vending machine is facing you. Otherwise you cannot use the space properly of the vending machine. And here normally I do just a regular wall. I will place my tier 2 or 3 there. What I mostly like is to place 3 furnaces inside of one triangle. So you have a little bit more extra melting space without everything is filling up with furnaces everywhere. This part's a little bit hard, but it's possible, that's for sure. Just make sure it isn't wick. Also make sure the window slash the frame is in the same quality, so it's harder to rate. So now I'll show you how it should be looking like. It's gonna be looking something like this when I build it myself or living in it. Small little loot room, some electric furnaces, also on the roof, so some solar panels. So now I will show you guys how to make a proper entrance to the base. Make sure to do it on both sides. I upgrade the bunker parts to armored, so you guys know where the bunkers are. From here on out, you should upgrade everything as fast as possible, of course. I like my doors to go inwards, so you have a little bit of an airlock extra. So now for this part you can add a double door, so you don't have roof access from that side. Or you put a garage door, but then people can camp you up there, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I mirrored it exactly on the same other part. So now your entrance should be looking like this. I always make sure my doors are on the other way, so it's a little bit more going in and out of the base. And then we have a little overview on how the base should be looking like, this part. So now for the white gaps slash externals, you place a square, triangle, square, triangle. Then you place 3 more squares, cap it off with a triangle, remove twiggies. And you build back with a half moon of triangles. Then add a square, triangle, square, triangle, triangle. Remove twiggies except for the square one. I've got 2 more triangles on either side and 1 more upgrade along the way. Remove extra twiggies. Then it should be looking like this. And from the middle one, build a square, triangle, square, square. This one's gonna be our gatehouse. Make sure to upgrade it along the way. So I'll show you guys how it looks. Then triangle, triangle, 2 squares, triangle, triangle, triangle. It can be either way if you prefer. It's gonna be our TC. Make sure also do it on the other side. If you're gonna add extra doors and windows, make sure the TC compartment is metal, otherwise it doesn't make sense to do it. Then it's just cheaper to rate the stone wall slash foundations. Here's a little overview from how it looks. So now we're gonna build the gatehouse. 2 wall frames, 4 windows, 2 windows on each side. I like to immediately add the half walls where the turret's gonna be. So I don't have to do them later on, but you can always do them later. Or like what you prefer. Add doors, add windows of course. I like to place my doors inside, inwards, so it's a small little airlock. Now I'll show you how the DC works. They're disconnectable of course. To disconnect them, just place a square foundation in front of it with a roof towards the DC and it should disconnect. Make sure to upgrade them of course. So now for this part, you want to connect everything so the foundation doesn't decay. Place 2 windows that accessibility to the frames. Upgrade everything to stone or wood. So it should be looking like this. Repeat it on the other side also. And now for the bedroom compartments slash the mini china wall, how to close them up. You can do it high or low, doesn't really matter. I like to prefer them low, but it doesn't really matter. You can also place them high. I like to build on uneven terrain, like it's more realistic than flat terrain. That's why I'm doing it. So this is also part of our mini china. You can delete this one. So for this part, you build 2 squares outside, followed by 3 triangles. There is one of our bedroom compartments. I'm gonna show you how it looks. Frame, window, close it off with walls. Show you ceilings always. You can have either 3 sleeping bags, slash 4 even maybe. You can check it out. You can place 1 locker and 3 sleeping bags for sure. You can place 1 bed. No, I want this to be connected to the main TC, so I built some wall frames. Upgrade them, of course. Delete the twiggies. Now we have 2 sleeping bed compartments inside the compound. I will immediately the turret pot, because I'm always too lazy to do it afterwards. Yeah, then it should be looking like this. So either now you build first the mini china wall or you build first the compound. I would prefer the compound, so people have a little bit more luxurious space. It's basically 3 walls on either side. This is the only part in the video where I enable symmetry. It doesn't really interfere with it, so that's good. Always make sure to alt look, so it is you can place 1. Should be 3 walls only. On all the sides, by the way, so you guys know. So you need only 12 walls. You can either do it stone or wood. If you do it in stone, make sure the sleeping bed compartment is in metal, so people don't raid from that. But I would say wood should be plenty enough. Little safe area inside your base. It doesn't really matter, it's a little bit off or not. Now I'm gonna show you the little peaks inside the compound from one of our gatehouses. A square on both sides, followed up by a half wall on either side. Now just add a frame on both sides with an embrasure. Also I will show you different ways. Now you cannot peek underneath it. Now you can peek it if you do it inwards. It's more just a preference of what you like. So for the next part I will show you how the mini China wall is being built. It's going to be 1.5 high. It's pretty easy. Just make it like this. 1.5 wall and a frame, so people have to jump over it. It's more important for later on, for the tours outside in the compound. Now we're gonna add the in and out of the base, especially mini China. I would do like the window on the right side, so it overlooks the compound in case of an online raid. Make sure it also is the same height as the mini China. Do this on all 4 sides. You can add the extra triangle if you really like. Doesn't really have to. You can, for example, leave it out and place a shotgun trap on it. Close everything off. After that, it should be looking like this. It's all the same on all the sides. You can fill it in with abrasives, of course, if you like. It's more preferred. Now we're gonna close it off, the mini China. So you can get a roof there. And then you can add through the walls like this. You can add the square, so it's a little bit more easier to build. So you don't have to go in and out and build a little bit of a thing like this. Make sure it's connected to the main base, let's say, not to the externals. Otherwise it's not gonna have enough stability for the roof. And yeah, remove the twiggies. The twiggies inside of your base should be decaying by itself, so don't worry about that. Then it should be looking like this, so it's a little bit of inner peaks later on. Then repeat on the other side. Now I'll show you how to place the barricades, the metal barricades, on top of the sleeping part and on top of the gatehouses. As here you can see, I built a little bit of a half wall on top of it, otherwise it wouldn't be connecting to the external TC. So in total you need 10 metal barricades. Now I'll show you different ways to make the windmills for more power. So you can place them on top of the gatehouses like this. Make sure the input is facing you. Now I was showing it to the triangles on the sleeping compartments. It should be like 4 stories high, 4.5 story high, so it should be enough power. So now for the second floor, you cannot place the wall frame like this, but you can place it from here. Same goes for the other side. I prefer to place a double door here, so people cannot go deep on you. It's blocked by the top of the door. Repeat on the same side on the other side. And again, it's really your preference. You can do a garage door or you do place on double door. I prefer double doors so people don't go deep on you. So now for the third floor, you built everything in almost, or you built a little bit more vending machine bunkers with lockers behind it. It's really up to you. I personally really don't like it because if you rotate one time by accident, it's gonna be forever gun loot. Just repeat the same steps as the second floor, basically, for this part of the base. Here you can have another loot room, place some battery or beds, but you really want to make sure this is also connected to the regular or the basic, let's say, foundations, not to the free-handed ones. Here is going to be our other jump up to the roof. But make sure that the door frame is going inwards inside the 2x1, let's say. And after that it should be looking like this. Now we're gonna place on every part of the base squares. It's gonna be the roof. It is a little bit of magic. They're all upgraded. So now for the bunkers on the roof. You place 2 half walls from this angle, otherwise you cannot place them. Make sure the floor is connected or going from the half walls. Close it up. Put 3 more frames. It's gonna be before we go into the roof. We have sleeping bags or beds, what do you prefer? It's gonna be guarded by turrets eventually. I will recommend to place the battery here on the roof, so it doesn't get shut down accidentally. This is gonna be our 4th bunker. Make sure to place it from here. Once again, triangle from the 2 half walls. Small jump up so you can see on top of it. Make sure it's connected to the 2 half walls. It needs to be low stability, otherwise the bunkers won't work. Stability should be less than 10% on both of them. So to open the bunkers, show you, it's gonna be the same thingy. I recommend to do the doors the other way around, so you have an extra airlock from your mini China into the compound. Plus you can place the roof then. This allows you to open up the bunker on the top and also on the first floor. So that's why the externals are pretty important. So people cannot open it. Now I will show you the white gaps. So in case of a pummel raid, you're a little bit more safe. Try to place them everywhere where you can. It should be like 100% proof, so there's almost no. You can almost not build it wrong. Upgrade everything. Then now for the white gaps, I will show you guys. Repeat the same steps on the other side. Make sure there's either low walls. You have like a little bit of a less exposed peak inside the compound in case of an offline or an online. So add 2 half walls to either side. I'll show you the door peaks inside the base. Make sure to do it in this order, otherwise you cannot place the doors afterwards. There's only one way to do this. So. Place roofs on either side for your standard door peaks. Make sure to place doors first, otherwise you cannot place them later on. It's going to be more difficult. You have to do like a weird build up to place them from the other side. And here's going to be a fast way to go onto the roof. You got 4 vending machines on top of the roof. So it gets you guys are snowballers and have a pretty good wipe. This one our roof peaks. Then make sure everything is filled in with embrasures, whatever you like. I built actually the roof. I like to place them just all outwards, so there's no issue with it. So if you made it so far in the video, I will show you where I really like to place my turrets all the time. I also added one more extra turret spot inside the mini China. It's a little bit of an, I will not say building trick it is.